Today we are continuing with Global Health Series number 43. Remember, the idea in what we are doing is health promotion. How do we live long? How can we live long here on earth instead of people dying carelessly? That's the idea. I'm sure a lot of people won't even want to look at it. They will be thinking, oh, this is a usual picture they are seeing every day. That is not true. Listen to the health promotion and see which area you could help yourself. Today we are discussing early life. We are discussing unemployment. We discuss food, the food you eat. We talk about stress and depression, social support, insecurity, and anxiety. When you see people dropping dead, these are some of the contributory factors. When their early life is not good, or they are suffering unemployment, stressed out, or they don't have enough food to eat, or people with stress and depression, where there is no social support, people are lonely, where there is insecurity and people are dying and being killed carelessly, where there is anxiety, you don't even know what tomorrow holds for you. These are factors that contribute to people dying so young. And today we are going to compare Norway and Burundi. Norway has a life expectancy of 82 years. And Burundi has a life expectancy of 56 years. Burundi is in Africa. And Norway is one of these European countries. So listen to these factors I've enumerated and see why we have this kind of disparity. Why will somebody born in Norway stay 82 years and his counterpart born the same time, the same year, the same time, stays for only 56 years? Let's talk about their early life. In Norway, you see government committing money, like most of the developing countries, to even pregnant women. People who are pregnant, people, unborn babies are catered for. You see them voting money, you see them keeping money, you see them even buying books, making people in the stomach to read. That's where the early development starts. Early life is so well prepared for that the mothers are catered for. They have enough time to rest. You won't compare them with somebody who is born in an environment where there is no planning. The early life is not considered. They don't talk about children. They don't care for the mothers. They don't care what happens to the woman, whether she goes on leave or she takes a vacation. Those are some of the issues. Why you see people lasting so long in Norway and people dying so young in Burundi. The early life is planned for, is well catered for. They look at how children are born, how they are developed. Indeed, they talk about the number of people in families. So it's not a matter of producing millions of children and not being able to take care of them. Then unemployment. You hardly will see unemployment in Norway. They employ people, massive employment for the people, and even immigrants. They employ some immigrants. So the level of unemployment is so small. Whereas in Burundi, when you talk of unemployment, how many people are employed in Burundi? How many? People are unemployed in Burundi, so they suffer a lot. No jobs. The policymakers or the so-called leaders don't care what is happening to their people, especially the young generation. That is the painful aspect. They don't care for the young generation. So massive unemployment in Burundi, whereas people in Norway are almost all employed. So you can't compare the two, and that's why you have the disparity. Then take food, for example. Norway will plan for its food, they will produce enough, and even have some to waste. In Burundi, no planning, no adjustment. They don't care. The food produced is not processed, it's not stored, nothing. So it's just like somebody in the bush gathering anything to eat. So when you compare people who are planning their food, who are planning their diet, who are planning the kind of things they eat, with people who don't plan, you see that in Burundi there's a lot of suffering. So what are the policymakers doing? What are the leaders doing? Then consider stress and depression. In developing countries, you see these things are catered for. When people are stressed up, they are taken care of. The healthcare delivery system takes into consideration depression, stress, and what happens to the people. In Burundi, who cares for stress? Who cares for depression? The people are allowed to die just like that without anybody caring for them. Social support, solid in Norway. Social support, insignificant in Burundi. You hardly will see it. People don't care what happens to the next person. Then talk of insecurity. When people are secured, there's investment. People touch such countries like Norway because they are secured. Where there is security, there is high investment coming from all over the world. And that is what you have in Norway. You don't have that in Burundi. In Burundi, there is insecurity. Life is not safe. People are chased helter-skelter, criminals, violence. So people start dodging, going to such places. The development is rudimentary. Life is so hard. So people avoid such countries. I'm telling policymakers in Burundi to wake up and see what they could do for their people. Then anxiety. You would think, why have I not been talking of things like this? Anxiety, worry, these are killers. When people are worried, it means all these factors are not attended to. Insecurity, social support, stress, depression, food scarcity, unemployment, they are not taken care of. When people are anxious, when there is high anxiety in a country, where people are worried from morning to night, where people are thinking of the food they are going to eat, where there is high unemployment, where there is a lot of stress and depression, then you see the people dying very young. And that's what is happening in Burundi. So policymakers, I'm listing these things country by country so that you take care of your people, take care of the people who voted you into power. Stop stealing their money. Stop taking their money to your colonial masters. People in Burundi will carry their money, their leaders, and go and dump it in Norway. Why wouldn't Norway live longer than people in Burundi? The leaders will steal the money. They won't invest it in Burundi. They will take it and invest in Norway. So why wouldn't people in Norway live longer? They use their money, they invest their money, they live better. And in so doing, you see them living better and doing better than the people in Burundi. Whereas in Burundi, where there is stress, where there is anxiety, where there is worry, insecurity, unemployment, people die so young. We pray that leaders who are conscious of the people that elected them will emerge in countries in Africa and increase the life expectancy from 56 to 82 like you have in other places. That is what we envisage should happen. What is happening now is very appalling, and the policymakers and the leaders need to take note of this. This is where we are going to end today on Global Health Series, number 43. My name is Professor Silvanus Okeke. We will continue with Global Health Series number 44 when we meet again. But remember, the emphasis is still on health promotion. How do you live long? That should be something that concerns you. Thank you.